Welcome to Inventory Talks 2025. This is our first ever event, Picnic's Run. It honestly is very humbling to have 100 industry experts in the room to talk about something that me and everyone at Picnic care so deeply about, which is improving the quality of the ad-funded internet. It's something we've been thinking about and building products for over the last 5-6 years. And we wanted to put on this event to kind of share insights that we've been generating, but also invite some other companies who are also focused on this mission to come share their insights too. So this is an industry event about tackling the problem of quality in programmatic. Some housekeeping first. First of all, you all have little cards on your seats. There's a QR code on them. You can scan the QR code and submit a question, and every speaker will have a question asked them at the end. So please do submit your questions during the talk, and I'll make sure I ask 1 or 2 questions at the end. It's also got the agenda on it. The emergency exit, if we need it, something's gone horribly wrong, but it's at the end there, like I'm on an airline. So we've got 4 speakers, we've got 1 debate. The speakers are all under 8 minutes. We'll be through this in an hour, so you don't have any reason to leave. But also, OpenX are finishing, and they've got a new product they're announcing. And I should also say thank you to OpenX for sponsoring the champagne that you've been enjoying this morning. So on to what is Inventory Talks and why am I here today? So I'll give a brief overview about Picnic and our the way we think about inventory intelligence. But I'm going to take a small tangent and first of all talk about matzo ball soup. I'm Jewish. If any other Jewish people in the room, Shana Tova for Tuesday was the Jewish New Year. And the best thing about being Jewish is the food. My mum makes an amazing chicken soup, and I wanted to cook it for my friends. And like all good cooks, you just sent, put the chicken in the water and some veg and boil it, and you've got it. And I was like, okay, I need a recipe here. So I went onto a website in order to get a recipe. And it was one of those food blogs where you can see the recipe, but it's also surrounded by so many ads, a page jumping up and down, ads laying on top of each other. And this is kind of the standard dilemma, which I know all of you go through, both as like media buyers, advertisers, ad tech professionals, but also just as individuals, consumers. Remove your kind of industry hat for a second. This is a dilemma that we face. And this is a genuine story. So I cooked my chicken soup on Friday night. I was like, this website was so annoying. And then the next day, I was in bed, I was reading the FT, and I came across this word in an article about AI slop, which I hadn't heard before. And I was like, this word is what we're going through, and it's enshittification. So it means the process by which a platform, product, or service degrades in quality over time, often as a result of businesses prioritizing profit over the user experience. And I read it, and I was like, yeah, that's what the ad tech industry is going through. It's usually used to describe something like Meta owning their platform and making it worse for all individuals. But this is what we're going through. And I think that the way you can show that the enshittification is happening is that all sides of the equation are frustrated at the moment. So advertisers are still, because they don't have great measurement solutions, chasing things like viewability and click-through rate. I know that lots of media buyers in the room are nodding their head, thinking, yes, how do I convince my advertiser not to use click-through rate as a measurement? Publishers then prioritize highly viewable, but then often intrusive, annoying ad placements, and then the user experience of the open web declines. And this is just a vicious cycle which gets worse and worse and worse. And the reason you know that this is enshittification is because no one is happy. And the best proof of this is advertisers. So users aren't happy, we all know that. Publishers are making less revenue. But advertisers, in last year's IAB transparency study, the number one barrier to programmatic investment by a large margin was quality of media. So 34% of all buyers said that quality of media was the problem. And this is why there are so many companies building in this space thinking about quality of media. And at Picnic, we want to propose today a new industry category, which we call inventory intelligence. It's a group of companies which are focused on improving the quality of the experience of the inventory that ad buyers can buy across, providing data and insights and measurements for this. So Picnic, we sit in the quality scoring part, and I'll kind of share a bit more about what Picnic does. But we've invited a few of the other companies that are in this space to speak today, but we have people focusing on relevancy. We have ethics of media, attention and measurement solutions. And I think this new wave of companies are providing a huge amount of value by focusing on quality. So what does Picnic do? I appreciate that some of you in the room know, but not all of you do. So I'll give a 2-minute overview. Picnic have built a technology platform called PIQ. The IQ stands for inventory quality. So it's Picnic Inventory Quality Platform. And there's 2 elements to it. The first is we have the largest independent data set of quality signals in the industry. So what does this mean? The core of it is our crawler technology. So it's a crawler which visits every single website in the ecosystem, that any website you serve ads on. And rather than scraping content from the page, our crawler acts like a human on the page, and it spends 1.5 minutes scrolling down the page, loading all the ad experiences. Basically, anything you can see, we collect data on, and then we turn into measurements. So we say, what's the ad density on the page? How many times does the page refresh? What's the ads to content ratio? Does a big video banner turn into a small video banner in the corner? We collect all of that data. We also enrich the data sources with more offline data sources. So what's the reputation of the publisher based on an algorithm that we kind of borrow from Google? How old is the publisher? What's their technical proficiency? So we have this huge data set, which is 100% proprietary. We don't license any data, which allows us to tell how high quality or low quality a publisher is. So that's part 1 of what Picnic of PIQ product does. Part 2 is then we create a model from that data. So we create a model, an index out of 100, which basically ranks a publisher 0 to 100 on how high quality it is from a user perspective. So we're not thinking about ad performance, we're just thinking about the user experience. And this graph shows the distribution of the PIQ score across the open web. So anything above 30, below 30, we think is a low quality publisher. And it's essentially like a league table for publishers. And why is this useful? Well, quality works. Quality drives results for advertisers and helps us get out of enshittification. And we did a great study with our partner Good Stuff, who are here today, Vicky, and ClearPay, where we delivered ads, the same ad in a low quality environment as measured by PIQ, so under 30, and a high quality environment, over 30. And what did we discover? Well, first of all, we discovered that the viewability and click-through rate was exactly the same in low-quality environments and high-quality environments. So you might be thinking, why did I invite 100 people in a room to tell them that quality doesn't work? Here's the important part. We also did a brand uplift study by Cint, who's the most comprehensive brand uplift partner. And low-quality environments drove a negative brand sentiment of 2.5%, whereas higher quality environments drove a statistically significant increase in brand uplift, 4 to 5 times above the benchmark. So quality environments really, really, really work. I think we all know this, and that's why the kind of theme of today's Inventory Talks event is the age of quality. And just to wrap up, that's why we focus on what we do. We care deeply about quality because it drives results for the whole industry, and that's why we put on this event to share our own data, but also to invite partners in the industry and agencies to share their own thoughts on this subject matter.